Jai Sadama, everyone. This is Sadhvi Siddhali Shree here with my spiritual teacher and guru, Acharya Shree Yogeesh, for the 6th episode of Acharya Shree's podcast. Acharya Shree is a respected enlightened one who has helped thousands of souls progress on their spiritual path and transform. Thank you for tuning in. Maten Vanami, Acharya Shree.
Jai Siddhatma.
Thank you. Thank you again for spending time with me today and all of our listeners so that you can share with us, your enlightened guidance and spiritual teachings that can really help us advance on our path. So Acharya Shree, in the last episode, we actually wrapped up our series on the symptoms of the real student. And as I went over that episode, something struck me where you mentioned one of the real symptoms of a student is to surrender to the teacher. Now, my question is, there's thousands to millions of students around the world. However, there's also a lot of teachers. So the question that came up was, how do you know if you're surrendering to the right teacher? How do you know if a master is truly a master? How do you know if a teacher is really a spiritual teacher? What are the symptoms? Because I think for, all of the students around the world, they want to make sure that they are receiving the right guidance from the right teacher.
Yeah, it is very important. Teacher has to be a real and genuine. Because if you find a teacher, it can be mesmerizing personality. It happens since beginning, Mahavira's time. There were other 5 or 6 teachers. They were more popular than Mahavira. But they were known that they're not really teaching the right thing. Like I can give their name. Like Ajit Keshkambali, he was mesmerizing personality. And a lot of people were followers of him. Other one, Prabuddha Katyayan. Prabuddha Katyayan was very popular. Third one, Sanjay Belatiput. Sanjay Belatiput was so logical and gave so much arguments that people were so mesmerized by his logics, they even forget Mahavir. Even the other one, Goshalak. Goshalak was the most popular, but it is known to be a fake teacher. And other one was also in the Tirthankaraj race, a Buddha. Siddhartha, what we call his name.
Buddha, what we know as Buddha.
Yes.
Okay.
And Buddha, it never happened to be a Tirthankar, but he was in the race. Used to say he is a Tirthankar.
Buddha claimed he was a Tirthankar?
That's what they were claiming those days. These all people, that they are the Tirthankar. Mahavira was just kind of not loud about it. But who left in the end as a Tirthankar? Mahavir. So it is not like you have to see a person who has a lot of followers, big crowd around them, or they have personality, mesmerizing personality. They are the real teachers. No. Real teacher is totally different. Real teacher might not talk to you too much. Maybe in silence he might tell you everything. Maybe sometimes he just look at you, it will tell you something, and you will feel very peaceful. You will feel something transforming in your life. It's very hard. Like you cannot tell who is real, who is not real. Why? Because the teachings seems to be same to me. Like what the real teacher teaches, The fake teacher teaches the same thing. But real teacher will not do certain things. Like real teacher will not get involved in politics. He cannot be politician or she cannot be politician. The people who are spiritual teacher and they are involved into the politics, it means they have desire to be fame. That look at these politicians, they are bowing down to me. The people who are politicians cannot be spiritual teacher also. Like Gandhi never claimed that he was a spiritual teacher. But many people, they are blind. They think Gandhi was a spiritual teacher. Gandhi was always telling he's a politician. He was pure politician. He worked. He maybe changed his idea, but he never claimed he was a spiritual teacher. So he was at least truthful about it. But the others, if the already a spiritual teacher, you can see about their behavior, how they act physically. Physically, if somebody is going to the gym, suppose, making his body so strong, and he tried to mesmerize people by his muscles and by his, that seems like not a real teacher. Or somebody like when they are fully into the spirituality, they don't have to go to the play golfs or to ride on the special bike, motorcycle, right? And they compete. No, these are not the real teacher symptom. Real teachers remain very calm, peaceful. They maybe sit among the people, but they will not do like skydiving. No.
You've seen that? You've seen teachers skydive?
Those are not the real teachers, right? So the real teachers, they have achieved what they're supposed to achieve, and they will only share those teaching what they get. They don't have to show their body or their personality or this or that to do it. No, those are just no meaning in them. Once you achieve the highest state of consciousness, and once you know that real thing, truth coming from you, because truth doesn't come through the books. If somebody claim that he or she is a real spiritual teacher, and they quote all the time books, only books, and they cannot have their own experience, is a purely that person is a scholar, not a spiritual teacher. A scholar person can narrate, can explain, can comment on Gita, suppose, or on Bible, but it doesn't mean that he or she is a spiritual teacher. Spiritual teacher, when it becomes, they are totally experienced, realized. And when somebody is realized, everything comes from inner consciousness. The whole knowledge is hidden there. You don't have to go through the book. If they quote once in a while in the book, maybe maybe that book has a something good line to say. So maybe they will quote it, but usually they don't quote. So this spiritual teacher, who is the real, they are totally different. They're mostly in meditative state. They speak when it is needed. Otherwise, they are mostly in silence. And around them, you feel a certain kind of peace. And that peace hit your center part of your body, hora, your navel, your third chakra. And third chakra, already your energy begin to blossom, you begin to explore around the spiritual teacher. Even spiritual teacher teach you or not teaches you, still you are going to get it. So you have to be careful from the fake teachers. Like it is going on since beginning. It is now there, millions I am talking. Millions of fake spiritual teachers. And they can teach better than the real teacher even, sometime. It can happen. And people get trapped into it. And they don't know where to go. So the student has to be very wise. How to find the teacher. I mentioned that there is possibility among the monks and nuns. Monks and nuns, they at least renounced. They are not attached to the worldly thing. They don't care about the money or they don't care about the other worldly things. Whatever comes on the way, they are satisfied. They are vagabond kind of. Among those kind of people, a spiritual teacher can happen. And I mentioned there are almost 6 categories. You can find them. Jain, one of the oldest religion in India, they have monks and nuns. Catholic religion have monks and nuns. You can find there. Hasidic monks, they are in Judaism. And also there are Buddhist monks. Few sects, they are very close to Buddha's teaching still. At least they are following some kind of good stuff. So, and there are few swamis, they are not monks and nuns, but they are good. It can happen once in a while. So, first thing, the spirituality sprouts when person is fully allergic from the worldly things. That is called detachment. And without detachment, spirituality doesn't happen. So these spiritual teachers look at in their eyes. They're calm. They're very like nothing in it. Like when you see baby's eyes, what do you see in the baby's eyes? Nothing. They are blank. But mesmerizing teachers, their eyes tell something. Their eyes are totally different. They try to show that, hey, I can drink the poison and I will not die. It means they are trying to show. That is not the real teacher. You have to be careful. They can have maybe big following, but they don't know anything about it. If they are still trying to show that, hey, this is the venom, and I am mixing into the milk this venom, and I am going to drink it. It means that person trying to show that I am real. And the real teacher, they don't try to show that they are real. But the fake teacher, they always trying to show they are the real. Is the main problem. So the student have to be wise how to find the real teacher, how to decide it. You cannot find in one day. Maybe take sometimes years, sometimes months. But if you are really eager to find it, you will find it.
Acharya Shree, you mentioned that teachers are mesmerizing with their knowledge, the way they speak, their personality, and they're just trying to show off and trying to prove that they are real. Something we talked about maybe a few years ago, maybe on YouTube or during our walks and talks, you had mentioned that sometimes students get mesmerized by a teacher or by their hug or something, and it's more of excitement. So how can a student differentiate the feelings of excitement for a teacher versus the real feeling of peace that you just described?
Yeah, the fake teacher is very simple to be known. Why? Because they are always trying to show. Like they are known, "Oh, if you hug me, I am going to heal you." And people keep going to hug. It means it is showing off. A real teacher, they don't hug like for healing. Maybe they are so compassionate, they might hug a couple people here and there, but not the big crowd, sitting maybe 10 hours continue. And they say, "Look, 10 hours I am hugging. I am the real teacher." No, it is not. It is showing off. Like people do many action like that. I have seen in India, people are so mesmerized, they lie down on the thorn, naked body. And they think, and people get, how they can lie down on the thorn. Or maybe they are real teacher. And what do they do at night? They have a ganja and bhang and marijuana and drugs. But they don't see that part. That's why people get trapped into it. Mahabharata, main character, his name was Bhisham Pitamaha. Bhisham Pitamaha was the grandfather of the two cousins. They are fighting in Mahabharata, big battle, great battle in the world. And he was lying down before his death on the arrows bed. He made the bed of the arrows, and he was lying down there, but he was not. Maybe he was could be the best spiritual teacher, but he never claimed he was. He was not. He was a politician. He was a warrior only. So I suggest personally not to get mesmerized by what they do or what they show to you. Some people, there was a teacher, he was taking out from his mouth Shivlinga. Hey, you cannot take out from your mouth, like from the stomach. He was pretending that he was taking or manifesting things, giving something. That is just a trick. And people get trapped into those tricks. It is very easy to get trapped into the fake teaching and fake, because what happened, fake teachers, they will show and they give you something. That's it. Oh, how did he manifest? It is a trick. You don't know where their hand reaches their pocket. And it's hidden there. And they give to you, but it has no manifestation. People get trapped into it too easily in the fake teachers, and very difficult to find the real teacher. Real teachers are rare. You have to remember. You can travel thousands of miles, but you still will not find the real teacher. It is very difficult, because real teacher is very simple, down to the earth. He's not flying in the sky. Doesn't skydiving. Or go to the golf course. Hey, everywhere is a golf course. Wherever you walk, Mahavira used to walk anywhere. He never went to the golf course. But that's what I mean. People are trying to show. One India, the helicopter, he was showing, and he has the biggest following. He was showing that he can hang to the helicopter outside and he still can be protected. Means showing like this, it shows already they are not real teacher. Why they want to show off? Real teachers are very calm, peaceful, and their idea is to share their knowledge, whatever they know. It comes from their deep, deep being, direct knowing. Direct knowing, direct knowledge is coming from your bottom of your being. Indirect knowing or knowledge is coming from the books. Through the books, there are many things. They are fake teachers. But the knowledge comes through your deepest being is the real knowing, real truth. Find that kind of teacher. It's hard to find it. It's easy to say somebody, oh, I am a real guru. I am a Sadguru. You know Sadguru means? Sadguru means true guru, true teacher. Is many people they are saying, if you go to India, not only one, many. Hey, I am Sadguru. I am real guru. But by saying that, you don't become a real teacher. Real teacher is very difficult to find, very rare. I have to be very careful.
Acharya Shree, how do you differentiate excitement versus intuition or peace when you are determining to see if that teacher is a real teacher? Because you might see a big following, like I mentioned earlier. You might see a teacher giving all these hugs and they say it's peaceful. So how do you differentiate the feelings of excitement versus truth?
Like excitement belongs to your physical body. Excitement is temporary. When person get excited, they get excited just momentarily. After a while, excitement will go away. So I will say that when person get excited, oh, I found the teacher, it means something is wrong there. Excitement is going to go away after 1 day, 2 days, 1 week, 1 month.
So
it doesn't last longer.
So you're saying to even test the teacher with some time to see if your feelings still are the same?
Yes. Yeah, you have to. And mesmerizing personality is like, look at Hitler. Why so mesmerizing? He made fool of people. I can tell you one real example. That teacher in India, he's behind the bar now. His name was Ram Rahim. And he was the mostly known. All politicians goes to him and bow down to him. You know, there are many ignorant, foolish people live in the world. Who make those kind of guru? Those foolish and those ignorant people make them. He was a drunk driver. And who made him Ram Rahim, the biggest guru? Those foolish people, ignorant people. Ignorant people because they are not student, they are not seeker. They are just follower. They are thinking some kind of miracles in their life. That is the main problem. I guarantee you, if there are not foolish people, there are not ignorant people, there is no those fake teachers. Fake teachers are creation by the fool.
Wow. Oh
that's
my
what
goodness.
it is. Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's a...
And he's behind the bar now. I can give tons of names. Tons of. They are behind the bar right now. And they have the biggest following. I don't want to give their name. But I can give a couple of more names. Not Baba Ram Rahim. What about Asharam Babu? He's behind the bar. What about Sant Rampal Singh? He's behind the bar. Biggest following in India. And people are so foolish. They still go there. 100,000 people. I'm talking 100,000s of people. Big crowd around them. And when they are proven guilty behind the bar, they still want to follow them. What else can you do? A spiritual guru, they don't go behind the bar. They don't do any crime. Right? And if people can blame them, it cannot be proven. So if it is proven by the court, it means you were guilty. You are not a spiritual teacher. So you can look at the history. Many popular so-called and claimed by themselves they were spiritual teachers, they went to the jail. And not a single, Mahavira never went to the jail. Right? Never. Why? He never did the crime. They don't do any crime. So when they don't do crime, means they are very simple people. They can live. They are living. Their life is so simple. They are down to the earth. They don't consider themselves they are even high. They don't consider themselves they are even like enlightened. They don't consider they are awakened. They just teach. They just guide people. And they guide people when people come to them. When they come to them, they will try to lift their soul a little bit high. And mostly people, they get lifted up by in their presence. They don't have to do much. They don't have to show up anything. That is the symptom of real teacher. And it is, their teachings are so simple, so simple. Like I can give you one little joke. Mm-hmm. Lao Tzu was a Chinese kind of enlightened master. They used to consider him long time ago, 2600 or 2800 years ago. He was dying, kind of, has 1,000 students sitting around him. And one student suddenly asked him that we know you since many years, but as long as we know you, we never saw that somebody pushed you down. What is your secret? We want to know the secret. Nobody was able to push you down. You know what he said? That I was always sitting on the ground. Like if you are sitting on the ground, who will push you down? Maybe just people, students, they laughed. But it is not a laughing, it is a real thing. Real thing is that he was down to the earth. When down to the earth, nobody can push that person down. And the real teacher is very difficult to find. How many Mahavira you can find? How many Lao Tse you can find? Only one. One Lao Tse, one Mahavir. Right? So the real teachers are rare. It's very difficult to find. And these days, millions maybe claim they are spiritual teachers, but real teacher is a qualitative quality. They have a quality. They are not in quantity. No. They cannot be millions. No. And the quality things, they are very rare. They are very less. That's why I can tell you, monks and nuns, the one of the oldest religion in India is a Jain religion. They have only around the world 12,000 monks and nuns. Whatever Buddhist, millions of monks and nuns. They maybe don't have a quality. Quality is always less number. The real teachers, very less number.
Mathemanami, Acharya Shree, thank you so much. I think we should continue this conversation. It's very important, but we are, again, this time running out of time for this episode. So many thanks again. And, for our listeners, that might be following these fake teachers, check out the next episode where Acharya Shree is going to share more about how you can transition out and learn how to trust yourself, believe in yourself, and tap into your soul more. So this way you can find the real guidance. And again, thank you for joining us, and be sure to follow us on YouTube, subscribe to our channel, follow us on Facebook. This way you stay up to date on Acharya Shree's teachings, as well as subscribe to Acharya Shree Yogeesh's podcast on iTunes. Jai Siddhatma.